Gustav Jung's words encapsulate that one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. A profound realization is that getting to the truth isn't just about sticking to ideas we already like or prefer. The path to enlightenment calls us to embrace the entirety of who we are, the aspects we love and celebrate, together with those we tend to avoid or ignore. It is through this harmonious integration that we discover the unity of our existence, a fusion of the luminous aspects we proudly display in the shadowy corners. We would rather disavow. The disintegration process allows us to fully embrace our entire selves, including the hidden and sometimes painful aspects. Its purpose is to reintegrate the fragmented parts of our being, allowing us to harmonize and integrate all aspects of our being. During this journey, a sense of completion emerges, bringing forth a profound understanding of integration and wholeness as described by many mystics. To achieve this sense of completeness, we must combine what we are conscious of in all aspects of who we are with the hidden aspects of the unconscious. I am not that. This includes characteristics. Albert Einstein's words have been rejected, suppressed, or disowned due to shame, self-loathing, or buried pain. The absence of light is represented by darkness. We must delve into the depths of our inner selves in order to illuminate this shadow. Understanding the mechanics of denial and being willing to put our established world at risk. It's like an odyssey within ourselves, traversing uncharted territory. We may have overlooked or avoided those dimensions on purpose. It could guide us through the valleys of doubt, fear, and old wounds. However, it is in the midst of this obscurity that we discover our inner strength, resilience, and the potential for profound transformation. Each step towards self-acceptance and understanding propels us closer to the radiant core within. Your deepest ego-driven fears obscure the brightest truth. You won't fully understand who you are, what you aren't, or why you do what you do until this truth is revealed. We all have shadows and complexes that we must face and incorporate into our lives. Our inner conflicts are not unique to us. They are a universal aspect of our human experience. There are shadows that speak to our minds through emotions, thoughts, and reactions, rather than our ears. Dreams, too, are echoes of thoughts, the result of our inner demons and forgotten inner wounded children. Shadows are fragments of our own light that have become lost or fragmented, and they represent aspects of ourselves that we struggle to love. Complete enlightenment is hampered when aspects of our inner light are hidden and dimmed, as those shadows burden and obscure our own light. These aspects of ourselves may manifest as negative thoughts or emotions that echo in our minds. They are like frozen moments in time, trapped in behavioral patterns. These inner shadows exist in a timeless realm, where they remain stuck at the age they were created, such as 15 years old when a traumatic situation occurred. If we created these aspects of ourselves at the age of 15, and they remained at that age, these inner children remain that age even after 20 years, growing in size, but never in maturity. They are ours and want to be loved. Again, some call this elusive aspect of ourselves the inner wounded child, others the inner demon, inner darkness, or even the fallen light within us. Whatever you call it, it's there. It is a fundamental part of who we are, and it is timeless and unchanging. This part of us has been cast away into the depths of our subconscious, long forgotten, but ever present. These emotional patterns and triggers can continue to resonate within us, affecting our beliefs and behaviors long after they first appeared. This is why we frequently attract certain situations, relationships, and people into our lives without realizing why. It is caused by the presence of our inner wounded children who demand our attention. For example, if we feel unworthy or unlovable, it may be rooted in a childhood experience in which we were rejected or criticized. This experience takes root and influences our future or even manifests in dreams, allowing us to relive these emotions in various situations. When we engage with these emotions repeatedly, an inner demon grows stronger, potentially leading to conflicts and additional traumas. However, by confronting this inner demon and understanding its source, we can break the cycle of reacting to the same triggers. We can start by letting go of the negative emotions and beliefs that come with it, and replacing them with self-love and compassion. Consider the situation in which someone close to you is frequently angry. They are unaware that their reaction to being interrupted during a conversation stems from a time when they were a child and their ideas were constantly dismissed by their family. The emotion they experience during these interruptions is like a shadow from their past, a frozen relic of frustration. They had an experience, and despite our efforts to suppress it, this aspect of ourselves that is lurking in the shadows and waiting to be acknowledged calls out to us, aching to be heard and released from the darkness. It longs to be loved. We withhold that affection once more because we tend to see ourselves and the world through a pessimistic lens. When we suppress our shadows or demons, they become louder and more frequent. Negative self-talk, anxiety, or depression may occur without our understanding. However, by recognizing and embracing these aspects of ourselves, we can begin to understand their message and use it to our advantage. Embracing and illuminating these factors lead to resolution, releasing energy for our benefit and empowerment. Obtaining this level of self-awareness and acceptance, however, is easier said than done. The ego attempts to conceal the shadow by suppressing it, pushing it into the unconscious, and projecting it onto others. This frequently results in feelings of shame, guilt, anger, and fear, which prevent us from truly experiencing our authentic selves. So, what are our options? How can we calm our minds and calm the storm in order to effectively address our inner turmoil? We must first recognize the presence of our wounded inner children. These children crave love and acceptance, but are frequently met with judgment and rejection, resulting in a tumultuous internal environment. True liberation comes from recognizing and comprehending our inner shadows and reintegrating them into our being. These are the shadows. This fallen light within us is not to be feared or ignored because it is an essential part of who we are, and we are insufficient without them. We can't get rid of the energy that lives within us, but we can transmute it so that we can live fully as a whole. It is our responsibility to bring these shadows into the light because wounded parts of ourselves are noisy and chaotic, children who constantly demand our attention and disturb our peace. To approach our liberation, we must first shine a light on our shadows and illuminate them. The first step is to explore these hidden aspects, bringing them to light by acknowledging and observing them. This allows us to work on them more effectively. There are several approaches to this process. Introspection is the most powerful tool we have at our disposal. Take note of the situations that make you angry, disrupt your equilibrium, resulting in frustration, intense emotions, or consider whether this might provide insight into why events unfolded as they did when someone mistreated us. Did they have awareness of their actions? Were there any factors influencing their behavior that we missed? What role did our own emotions and reactions play in the situation? What emotions were we experiencing at the time? What effect might a shift in perspective have on our understanding? What can we learn from this music reflection by recognizing shadows and others? We learn that their actions aren't always negative and directed at us, but rather stem from their own inner conflicts. This insight keeps us from taking things personally and promotes a compassionate outlook, allowing us to rise above unnecessary dramas. Finally, even if someone intentionally caused us harm, we have compassion and forgiveness tools that extend outwardly, directed towards the person or circumstance. Their most important application is to ourselves. We forgive ourselves for potential misunderstandings or for allowing unresolved conflicts to weigh us down, casting foreign shadows over our days.